Are you ready? Okay. So this passage from Revelation, holy cow. There's not really a lot to go on here, mostly mysteries and secrets. Whatever it was the seven thunders said, we don't get to hear because the prophet is told not to write it down. And we learn with dramatic flourish that when the seventh angel blows his trumpet, the mystery of God will be fulfilled, whatever that might be. He purportedly told his servants about it, but that's not in this passage. And we don't know what's on the little scroll either, because the prophet eats it without telling us what it says. So it seems to me there's more veilation than revelation here. So would you like to know what it all means? I don't know. I mean, I have absolutely no idea. So I've decided that that's what I'll talk about, not knowing things. So you might even imagine a great cloud of unknowing right here, trying to engage with these mysteries and secrets. So what's the difference between a mystery and a secret? Maybe a mystery is hidden because it's just not known or understood, while a secret is unknown because someone is hiding it. I think mysteries can't quite be defined or put into a formula. A paradox seems like one type of mystery, but there are others, things that are just simply too big to understand. But it's probably good for us to try to stretch our minds partway around them. It's good to ask questions and express wonder, and probably most importantly, humility. So we experience awe in response to some mysteries, like the mystery of life, mystery of love. Parents often talked about being amazed that after loving one child with their whole being, a second child doesn't divide that love, but multiplies it. So how is that possible? Where does all the love come from? Mystery is present in anguish, pain, and loss as well. And the question here is often, why? And the importance of humility is crucial at this point because it's foolish, maybe even cruel, to respond to that question, why, with any sort of because. In approaching mystery, I think we would do better to start by acknowledging when we don't know and ask our questions out of an openness to connect more in the world rather than a compulsion to try to explain it. Then by explaining, pretend that we control it. Early in the book of Revelation, there's a blessing on those who read it. And it doesn't look like an order to understand, just an exhortation to engage. And that seems more doable and also more valuable to me than the many variations on the book of Revelation, every verse explained. Because the anxious compulsion to avoid saying, I don't know, or I don't understand about anything mysterious can end up creating ridiculous and sometimes harmful results. In interpreting Revelation, people have repeatedly projected onto characters like the beast and the Antichrist, whatever group of or person their chosen enemy was. And sometimes they ask others to act on these prophetic insights. So I think the interpretation of a mystery mostly tells you about the interpreter. And what about a secret? It can feel exciting and maybe powerful to share a secret or to hear one and to realize that I could later reveal it or not. It may give me status or leverage. A secret could be a weapon or a shield. And maybe from that point of view, in order to disarm everyone, we'd rather have total transparency. But is it good for everyone to know everything? Should I say out loud, for example, every antisocial thought that comes into my head? Brene Brown talks a lot about vulnerability. And a few years ago, I was reading all her books and I decided to try it in what turned out to be a disastrous context. And afterwards, I felt really mad at her, wishing that I'd understood more clearly that there are caveats. Not all of my story is for everyone. And others' info may not be ours to share at all. For example, the things that are shared under the veil in a confession. So the idea that what the seven thunders said was sealed up and not disclosed might not really be a challenge to try to figure it out so much as a boundary. Maybe it's fine to accept and respect the boundary if I haven't been invited in. One of my former bishops said something along the lines of, the healthiest congregations have the fewest secrets. And I don't disagree with him. He was a lot older and wiser than I am. But I think that rule of thumb also includes the need for discernment and responsibility in seeking and disclosing hidden things. Whose secrets am I trying to cover or uncover? What mysteries am I trying to understand? And more importantly, why? Maybe there's a context and humility about the real nature of what we do and don't know. Maybe there is a time and a place for revelation. And maybe it's okay that I don't know yet and may never. Amen.